Welcome to Woke People, where feelings are sacred, facts are offensive, and meltdown mode kicks in the moment common sense enters the chat. From gender gymnastics to taxpayer-funded delusions, it's a front row seat to the greatest ideological circus on earth. Buckle up.
Welcome. Introduce yourself. Go ahead.
My name's Alex Stein. I'm considered one of the sexiest men in conservative politics. And one thing I want to say, a lot of people are going to hear my testimony and you're going to say you're anti-LGBTQ. I want to say that's impossible because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So obviously I have a lot of gay pride. But, you know, a lot of conservatives like yourself, you want to outlaw transgenders in women's sports. I disagree. I like transgenders in women's sports because you can gamble on them and win money. And I won so much money on Leah Thomas's propeller in that pool. I almost turned draft kings into draft queens. And, you know, I actually like transgenders in the military, too, because, first of all, transgenders are some of the meanest people on planet Earth, so they make a good soldier, don't you think? And then, you know, second of all, transgenders love to do mass shootings. So, you know, that's perfect for a military veteran. And then on top of that, the suicide rate is incredibly high among transgender people, so we could just use them like the Taliban has suicide bombers. Maybe you guys can actually, you know, if you commit suicide, actually help us in the battlefield. So that would be good. So I think we need transgenders in the military and women's sports. Now, when we come to the bathroom bill, though, this is an asymmetrical problem because, first of all, no dude cares if, like, a bisexual woman comes in there and tries to use, like, a pee funnel. You know, if some lady boy comes in there, some, you know, stud comes in there, wants to pee in the urinal. No guy's going to be threatened by, you know, a trans woman. But we don't want these gargoyles in a dress, you know, some chick with a dick coming in there and trying to pee or poop next to my girlfriend because that's disgusting. And, well, I was going to say something. Listen, I have my First Amendment right. Let me just say. So, we're sick of these transgenders trying to invade women's personal spaces. These people have autogynephilia, they're sexual perverts, and they actually get satisfaction from going there and looking under a stall. So these are mentally ill people that are on hormones, that are on all kinds of pills.
Bro unloaded every truth bomb he had in the first 90 seconds and got zero reaction. But the second he said he didn't want a man in a dress near his girlfriend in the bathroom, full meltdown mode.
And in other uncomfortable racial news, sad news, we found out this week that Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi. That was just... no, she's not. But you all see the ad that she's out there. This is a very important ad that we're seeing now. There she is, dressed like Jay Leno in all blue denim. And she talks about the fact that she has blue eyes, and then she says, I have great genes, you know, because she's wearing jeans. But according to the woke people, this means that she's a white supremacist. It also doesn't help that her bra size is 36 KKK. And that the name she gave her tits is the Proud Boys. But other than that, no, it's. I will say this, they should have been aware when they wrote this ad that this is what some people were going to think. I don't think they did it on purpose, but I also think it's pretty funny that all the online social justice girls are like, it's racist. There's no such thing as good genes. Right, and then you go on Tinder and swipe left on every bald guy.
The real-time crowd couldn't stop cheering as Bill Maher casually served truth like it was happy hour.
You know what else hasn't been covered for a while? My testosterone. It's been $62 per week out of pocket, which is why I haven't been on it for months. It's causing health issues, it's causing hormonal problems. It's really not a good thing all around. I'm also on Medicaid. Medicaid is on the line to be cut. If I don't have health insurance, that's even more money out of pocket. So you know what I'm not doing this year? I'm not paying taxes because this government does not represent me. No taxation without representation. If you guys aren't willing to pay as a community to help people like me and people who are different from you, then people like us aren't going to be willing to help you either.
Taxpayer dollars are for schools, roads, and basic needs, not funding personal fantasy lands.
What would make this fair for her to compete for those who are competing against her? What would that kind of structure in competition look like?
Who is her?
Ma'am. It is ma'am.
AB.
Okay, AB Hernandez is a male who identifies as a female.
Oh no! Grab the children! Save the children!
What would be fair is to have Hernandez competing in the male category. It is not fair to the females competing to have to compete with a male.
Okay, so in Trump's federal funding threat, is that something, though, that would hurt all student athletes, including athletes who are assigned female at birth?
Would his federal funding threat hurt athletes?
If the money is taken away.
Right. So the law actually says that schools that do not abide Title IX or other federal laws cannot receive federal funds. So that's not Trump's fault.
A few moments later.
If you are taking away the funds for athletes, student athletes in California, isn't that going to hurt all of them?
Taking away federal funds is going to hurt all California kids, which is why the state of California needs to comply with federal law. It's very simple.
Common sense is becoming rare, and it's clearly skipping over today's leftist talking points. Imagine trying this in Palestine. Spoiler, there wouldn't be a parade, there'd be a problem.
You're calling for the impeachment of Trump and Vance. In your mind, what have they done that deserves to be impeached?
I believe Elizabeth Warren gave 100 examples of that on his 100th day.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear her comments. Can you name a few?
The number of points of corruption that he has. I mean, I don't even know where, I'm sorry, speechless, don't even know where to begin. I mean, from insider trading to pardoning friends who donated to his campaign, pardoning their family members. The list goes on and on. The corruption is obvious.
With regards to those pardons, did you feel the same way about Joe Biden when he pardoned his family?
You know, that is not something that I'm going to comment on.
Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid.
They always show up loud, but ask them to explain their stance, and suddenly, crickets.
People are inside that facility.
And they're MS-13 members, they're child traffickers, they're drug traffickers, they're bringing drugs into this country.
They are still human beings.
So you don't care if they're the worst criminal in the world and they have raped and murdered children, they're okay and they're still human beings and they should be here?
I believe that they are human beings and that they deserve dignity just as everybody else.
You think child rapists deserve dignity?
Absolutely, I do.
She's not just wrong, she's on a full collision course with reality and dragging society along for the ride.
You want the government to ban gender-affirming care for kids?
You want to lose every election? Just keep coming down on the side of parents coming in second in a who gets to decide what goes on with my kid contest.
First of all, there are also really important surgeries that people get for their heart, and they go wrong, and somebody dies. And nobody says we must stop the cardiologists. No one says we must stop the surgeons. We say, let's...
That's your analogy?
Well, my analogy is only that wait, let me finish. You gotta go. That's good. That's it. You're just leaving?
Go. Yeah, I'm just leaving.
Bill Maher, everybody.
Thank you.
Even Bill Maher knows some folks are so far gone, you might as well be talking to a brick wall.
I just saw a video that apparently Republicans think that the people who are criticizing Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle jeans ad were all just jealous of her. And I just have to say, from my point of view, I am not jealous of Sydney Sweeney. I don't have to be famous and I don't have to peddle brands that are awful. Like, they're bad taste, like not cute at all. And I get to do that from the comfort of like my beautiful front porch drinking my matcha this morning. And I get to wake up every day being me. And I like me.
If you have to make a full video explaining why you're not jealous, we're just gonna go ahead and assume you are.
And another thing to all the trans photos and bigots and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Liking a girl like me is straight, right? The people I'm dating are straight men and a lesbian, right? This is girl. Thing is, if you find me truly hideous, you're probably gay.
Well, I'll be damned. By that logic, I am straight. Great news, breaking news, I am straight now. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean here, but there's a fine line between confidence and illusion that you have just, at the speed of light, flown past. Anyways, ladies, I'm so sorry, but check your husbands, check your boyfriends, because if they are not attracted to a girl with male pattern baldness, pigtails, 5 o'clock shadow, and an Adam's apple, you're dating a gay man. I'm so sorry.
If a straight person says anything, the internet yells transphobic. So yeah, thanks for the backup.
Why are you here today?
It's because I'm gay.
And do you think that trans rights are under threat in this country?
I feel like they would be, especially what's going on with US politics.
Gender critical feminists would say that the T is incompatible with the LGB.
Well, I feel like a lot of people contradict it. I think it's just a way that people live.
So a single sex space for females would mean, by definition, excluding trans women because trans women are male.
Well, no. Trans men are men and trans women are women.
If trans women are women, why are they trans?
If they present feminine and not masculine, then it's pretty clear that they're, like, trans.
So do you think that in order to be a woman, you have to present in a feminine way?
I think slightly, but...
Do you not think that's quite a backwards view of what it means to be a woman, that they have to present in to even any extent of being feminine?
Yeah, I guess you're right then. Yeah.
So why would it matter how feminine a trans woman looks to go into a women's toilet?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think I was just confused.
So do you think, therefore, that women should be able to exclude male people from their single-sex spaces?
No.
So you think that women should not have the right to be in vulnerable situations away from men if those men say that they're women?
Yeah.
She hit that man's reset button so hard he rebooted mid-sentence.
Hi, this is just a reminder that hustle culture is white supremacy. Prior to colonization, there was no structured idea of time in the sense that we have. Human beings would wake up, find food, eat the food, be in community with their tribes, and then go to sleep and do it again each day. There was no concept of being lazy. You didn't have to be productive to have worth in society. You have to be able to let yourself relax, because if you don't, you are feeding into this system of white supremacy that is trying to literally steal your soul away from you.
So let me get this straight. Time is racist. The concept of good time management comes from white supremacy. And we know this because pre-colonization civilizations would just wake up, kumbaya with each other, and then go to sleep. Do you seriously think that when Native Americans like the Iroquois and the Huron fought, that they didn't use time to their advantage? Why exactly did they track moon phases? Why did they track the seasons, the daylight? You can't exactly be late to war when the Axumites from the actually never colonized land of Ethiopia told everybody, hey guys, before dusk hits, we're gonna have to disperse young Ubuntu Junior's blood or else our sun god's gonna be a little angry. You think that had nothing to do with time? You people just say anything as if nothing existed before Europeans. It's like you're trying to teach us to hate them, all while simultaneously putting on this marketing campaign for their societal impact, which gives them way more credit than you actually meant to.
If you're gonna rewrite history, at least read some first.
So I'm to believe that this isn't okay.
Sydney Sweeney, Hasbro Jeans.
But this is okay, and we should all accept it.
To see the display for the first time, you guys. Hi, honey. What's your name? Paulina. Nice to meet you, Paulina. Nice to meet you. What's your name, honey? Nice to meet you, Willow. We're gonna see what JV and hair looks like at Ulta for the first time. It's gonna be Ulta fun. Okay, let's see it. Ah! Who is that? She's so pretty. I got highlights since then. You guys, do you think it's pretty? It's gorgeous. Do you think she's gonna get along with all of her other new Ulta friends? She's just right in. She does, right? JV and hair is now at Ulta Beauty nationwide. We love the hair you have.
No, never, ever, ever, ever.
Ulta? What were you thinking? You fumbled this one straight into a PR disaster.
I'm transgender, okay? You're a man, dude. I'm a trans woman.
You're not a trans woman, you're a man. Like you.
If my daughter was in there and you walk in there,
It don't matter.
It matters to me.
I am a female.
You are a man.
Hey, they need to about female.
My daughter goes into those bathrooms and no man needs to be in there. You understand me?
No, man.
You are a man. Start acting like a man. Act like a man. Act like a man.
You got a man chest, you got man legs, you got a man face, you got man arms, you got man everything. So what? You don't belong in the women's bathroom. Have a nice day, sir.
Pro tip, a wig won't save you if hands start flying. Just saying.
There's no arguing it. Towson University's debate team wins, claiming an historic win.
Huge.
They are the first all-black women's team to win the Cross-Examination Debate Association's national championship. This morning, we have two of the team members here. We have Amina Ruffin and Corey Johnson, both here to talk about the major victory. Ladies, way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've made so many people proud in this area. Now we want to pick your brain a little bit as we admire your huge trophy, by the way. That's ridiculous. But I'm going to ask you first. We'll start with you, Amina. What was the topic, first of all?
The topic was restricting presidential war powers authority.
They say the nigga's always already queer. That's exactly the point. It means that the impact is not, that is an impact turn to the that it is a case turn to the affirmative, because we are saying that queer bodies are not able to survive. That it necessarily means that the body of the nigga is not able to survive.
We got the topic in about July, and we started doing our research then.
When the nigga sees these pains and suffering, that he can only envision himself, that he does not see another nigga that he can feel sympathy for or embrace, but rather that otherness gets obliterated.
And we've been supplementing our research throughout the season.
Man, photogenic object, disfigured, lynch, and trauma enough. The insight, the trauma representation that central to the black child devouring and identifying with the stories.
I don't get it, man.
To think and act subjectively like a white man, a black man.
Take a breath.
Where do you go from there? You know, when you start preparing for a national competition, once you know the topic, what's next?
Well, you do a lot of research.
The way that the status quo
Who were
works
they
through
debating?
whiteness, allowing
Were they
forcing
mute,
other bodies
you know?
to tell narrations of whiteness and the violences that whiteness does. We say that is linked.
Sometimes the internet feels less like reality and more like an unhinged sketch comedy episode.
So I quit my job because I can't take care of my basic needs and work 40 hours a week at the same time. It's really hard to say this out loud and put it online, but I know that I'm not the only person going through this. I've almost been fired from every job that I've ever had, and it's not because I'm not smart. I actually tend to overperform in the beginning. It's just that after some time, I inevitably burn out once I wake up one day and realize that I haven't taken a shower in like 3 weeks. It's really frustrating because I know that I'm an intelligent person and I've been able to accomplish a lot of really amazing things in my life, but I still can't manage to take care of myself. And it's not just a matter of not trying hard enough or not being disciplined. If I could take care of my basic needs and work full time, I would have fucking done that by now and then some. It's a form of self-sabotage to honestly be putting so much energy into these executive functioning skills at work and not have anything left to give myself. It's like I would deadass wake up at 5 a.m., pace back and forth, start working at 7, finish work at 6, eat, sleep for dinner, and then crawl in bed at 8 o'clock. And it's like a part of me does feel insane by quitting at the verge of a recession, but it's like if I actually want to build a future for myself and get there in one piece, taking care of myself has to become my full-time job. I was not born to raise shareholder value. I'm actually meant to live a life, and I need to learn how to be a person in order to do that. So...
This brand of liberal logic is like a GPS with no signal, guaranteed to ruin your day.
You identify as non-binary?
Yes. Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
For me, it's a gender fluid. Like sometimes I feel more feminine and sometimes I feel more masculine, and it not just in how I want to portray myself, like on the outside, but on the inside, it's just like, it's not that I feel like it's a shift, but it's like, it just doesn't feel like rigid in my being. So
I guess I'm also non-binary, but like I said, I'm just more gender queer, and just like some days more masculine, some days more feminine, but just kind of mesh them together all the time.
Okay, so if I dress more masculine or I feel more masculine one day, does that mean I'm non-binary?
I mean, if that's what you feel like.
So I could be non-binary some days, and then be a woman other days.
I mean, I think if you're non-binary, you're non-binary. But, like, if you want to be more feminine one day, present more feminine. If you want to be more masculine one day, be more masculine.
Gender fluid? Nah, that just sounds like an electrolyte imbalance.
That is why I take my 11-year-old boy to drag shows in the summer with my friend and fellow church leader Kate and her 11-year-old boy. I want him to know that there is no wrong way to have a body, especially if you're a man. That bodies can be celebrated and played with. I want him to know that all bodies can shapeshift and be adorned with makeup and glitter. All bodies. I want him to know that there is no wrong way to live in his body, as long as his body is not hurting other bodies. Amen? I especially want him to know this if he turns out to be a heterosexual, able-bodied, and cisgendered man. I want to raise a boy who knows that he doesn't get to tell other people how to live in a body.
Let's all agree, kids deserve better than being used as pawns in someone else's identity experiment.